Welcome to the Prehocracy Show, the show before the show that you watch after the show.
And by the show, he means the Adhocracy Show, where we celebrate advertising, marketing, art, and design every week.
Absolutely. And this week's show, we're actually going to be talking about the Blumenkorso Zundert, which is a parade that will blow your mind.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Which got us thinking about parades.
Parades.
Not just parade of homes or parade of, the costume parade at elementary school.
Yeah.
Which can be intense. I mean, when there's two witches, same costume. Oh man.
Pull it out. So what is your hit? Do you like parades?
Oh, I do. So when I was younger, we would go to a local parade here with my cousins. It was like one of those small town parades. I mean, it's not like that anymore. I haven't been to it for a long time, but I doubt it's like that because it's not a small town anymore. But a small town parade where it was like we'd go with my grandpa and everybody would know my grandpa and they'd like shake his hand and like talk to him and you'd have and you knew like the horses were last and and they'd throw out candy and so all the parents were like clutching their children to make sure they didn't get run over. And it's like sometimes like my cousins were on the float and that was so cool. And you could like decorate your bike and ride in the parade. I mean, it was like a really good small town parade. And I kind of get to relive that a little bit because we go up to a small town in Idaho where my wife's from, and they have a very similar parade.
Interesting.
And same thing, throwing out candy and a little bit more commercialized, a little bit more like sponsored. Like all the local businesses have like their name out, and they give out little things. Which I mean, but that's small town, so it's okay. And it's actually really a fun thing. I didn't really go to the bigger parades though.
Interesting.
Never did like Days of 47. Never did like the Provo one. We'd always, because I went for the candy.
You were in it for the candy.
I was in it. I could bring
a parade would not be awesome.
No,
if there was
absolutely
no candy.
wouldn't. If there's no candy, it's the point of going.
Interesting.
I'd be like, you just come up with like this bag full of, basically it was all taffy. And I didn't even like taffy. But I would fight whoever.
To get the taffy.
If that kid tried to go up to my taffy, no, absolutely, this is my taffy. I'm not going to eat it. But it's mine.
Okay.
So that is a brief history of my parading.
I've liked parades. Mostly the ones I've seen were always on TV. Like there were we had like little neighborhood bike parades and but we didn't have like any small town parades.
Did you like get a wagon, like put a covered wagon on it and like?
I was usually on a bike.
Yeah.
I didn't, it was like you'd put like the little beads on the thing so that like as you went it would like ting 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 ting.
Yeah, what about like the card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the parades that I watched were on TV, and it was cool to watch on TV. But I think you miss an element, right? Like they're like it's like being there for like any sports event or anything. Like you get into it because of that.
Yeah.
But my father worked for a company called Cellular One at one point that was later bought by AT&T, and they were big in the cellular business.
So basically, your father owned AT&T.
No. But at one of the bigger parades, they had a float.
What?
And they did one of those massive brick phones.
Oh, nice.
So it was a massive brick phone with the big old antenna. They recruited the kids of the people who worked there to be in the float.
Yes.
And we were the buttons.
You were the button. What number were you? Or what button were you?
I want to say it was on the top. So, because it was my brother, me, and my sister, and we were all on the top.
Did you all have to learn your different tones?
Well, they wanted us to like pop up and down, and like we were being pressed and stuff. But we were also kids, so we were just interested on what's going around.
Oh yeah.
And my brother and I.
They should have just given you squirt guns.
I think we were throwing out candy or something, but we imagined that we were in a tank and the antenna of the thing was a gun. So we were like, I was in a parade once for a friend of mine who was releasing a single.
Oh.
And so we were dancing
Justin
around.
Timberlake?
No, her name was Malia. She had a single that came out, and we danced to the song as we went through the parade because we were a dancing group.
Very nice, very nice.
I
was a cowboy in the local small town parade.
Oh yeah.
I was really young, but I was a cowboy.
We've done a small town parade with our flower shop.
Oh, that's good. What do you think about that? We recently went to a small town parade, and I had a brother-in-law who was in the parade and gave out. I mean, have you seen success from advertising in parades, or is it kind of just more PR? I mean, what's your thought?
When we did it, I think it gave us some great exposure to the city. Because it was the city that we were in, and it actually kind of went right in front of our shop and stuff. Oh, that's nice. We handed out carnations with a little coupon on it. Mm-hmm. We didn't really see any of the coupons themselves come back, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't successful.
Was there an increase in business, or did it stay the same as before?
Well, that's the thing is flowers are a funny product because you can't create a need for them.
You could kill people.
You can create a need for them.
You can go around, or you can set people up and do weddings.
True. Be a matchmaking service that happens to be a florist.
What a coincidence!
We're doing this wrong. We're doing this all wrong.
Man.
But that's the thing. Flowers come at times of need, anniversaries, deaths, marriages. When the guy gets himself in the doghouse,
you can create a need.
So. I mean, we handed out coupons and we're like, hey, come to the shop. Here's a coupon. But we didn't see the coupons come back because they probably didn't need them at that time, right?
That makes sense.
But that doesn't mean that they saw us and were like, oh, they're here right here on Redwood.
Here's what you should have done. This is what you should have done. You should have gotten really hot girls to walk and then
saying I'm not enough?
No. Well, no. We'll let the viewers decide. And then when all the guys are checking them out, you're like, oh, hey, your wife's looking. You should get her something nice to apologize.
What is your husband looking at? Just have plants in the crowd. Are you looking at those women? Your wife's right here, dude.
Man, you should probably buy her flowers. Okay. And you walk by, I think we got off topic.
I don't know.
Oh, we didn't. Okay.
But those were the parades that I've been in, and it's actually through. The flower shop that I found the parade that we're going to talk about because we're following a bunch of blog newsletters and other things, and they sent out, I think it was a year or two ago that they sent out check out this parade of and the thing is this parade, all of these parades are covered in dahlias. Dahlias over there, that's where they grow them.
Yeah.
They're imported here. They're expensive. They're super expensive. So I don't
I have a theory about that now. Okay. Maybe they're so expensive because they use them all on these floats.
Possibly.
If they would be nothing if it wasn't for this parade. But they're creating a need or creating
they're taking down the supply to jack up the price.
It's all about supply and demand. And so build your floats bigger, do more, use more dahlias.
So yeah, that's where this comes from. That's where I understand the flower side of this. So for one side, on my side, for the flowers, these are incredible because all of the color, everything comes from these flowers.
And I understand the parade part of this. And they'd be okay.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you want to say about parades?
Support your local parades and buy flowers.
Go be part of them. That if anything, that's the thing. Being in the parade or being part of the parade or watching the parade there, and especially with kids. Because kids get excited about stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing is our kids are starting to become to a point where they actually understand the parade. One of our girls just loves waving. She would just sit there and wave to everybody.
Well, and that's the other thing, Disney parades. Disney parades are insane.
Santa Claus waved to me from Splash Mountain. I was on Splash Mountain. We went 10 times in a row because the parade was going, so we never had to get off.
Yeah.
And Santa Claus waved to me on Splash Mountain. I was on Splash Mountain. He waved to me.
That was a magical moment to you.
That's when I knew the true meaning of Christmas. No.
There's like I think it's already started, but like they have this Mickey's Halloween parade. Where it's a little bit extra money. They kick everyone out except for the people who have the wristbands that paid for this. And you go trick-or-treating around Disneyland. And they give you candy. Like you would love it.
You get like Tootsie Rolls.
No.
They don't even give out Tootsie Rolls?
This is Disneyland.
No.
You go up and you have a worker behind a barrel of candy. And I mean a barrel. And he's sitting there like...
It would be even cool if it was like a barrel of monkeys. And here's your free monkey.
And here's a monkey for you. But they had a parade and it was awesome because they had things in it that they don't typically have. For example, they had the Haunted Mansion. And they had the undertakers with shovels that came out and did a dance. And they're spinning around on the ground, creating sparks that are flying everywhere. They had the hitchhiking ghosts. They had the fortune teller had her own little float. Like they had things that
that's amazing.
Don't typically you see it in a float.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, did they have a giant tiger?
A giant tiger?
They didn't. But we do. So let's get started.
All right. I believe I start this one.
Yep. Okay, I got this. I will not be the reason we mess up.
Welcome to the Adhocracy Show. On today's show...
Dang it. I got distracted. Okay, I got this now.
That's going to be a good clip we can show you. I'm not going to mess this up. Dang it.
All right. Okay, I got this.
Welcome to the Adhocracy Show. On today's show...
Around the water cooler...
Floats and flowers.
And a parade that will literally change your life.
We'll be right back. Okay, let's check the straps. Oh no, the straps!
It's getting away. Oh no!
Everybody
grab it!
Grab the nose! They're like pulling on it. It's spewing the